to a certain extent
Go ahead, keep going.
because I used to feel like it was a aspect of like what you wear. You need to be wearing heels and like makeup, and it needs to be this and it needs to be that. But I've never really been a person to wear makeup and heels and things of that nature. Like I just
Mhm.
came into that, and that wasn't until I felt more comfortable in my feminine energy and not what people were trying to tell me what it was.
Right.
So just even and I will say that attire and what you wear can increase
Mhm.
the feminine energy or increase your aura or attractiveness or your attraction in general to people. So it can be an aspect of it, but it never should just be solely on you wearing dresses and heels, because there are plenty of people with dresses and heels that aren't even, even identifying as a woman. So what about that? Like, so we can't
Yes.
really use that as a sole, I don't know, discretion for that.
I
Yeah.
agree. So, this is going to be the audiogram for our episode. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mona's World of Becoming. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, what is good? We have the beautiful Miss Geli here today, and we are talking all about divine femininity, what it means to be a divine feminine, how to tap into that, and kind of breaking through the barriers, as you heard on the intro, of what some of us believe it means to be a divine feminine. So, Miss Jelly, let's take a couple minutes. Go ahead and tell us all about you and Pussy Prophecies, because that was one of the main reasons that I wanted to have you with me for this episode. You, believe it or not, have taught me so much about what it means to be a divine feminine. Pussy Prophecies is top tier. If you are looking to tap into some affirmations, or you're looking for inspiration, or just something to keep you in your divine flow as a woman, however you identify, it doesn't matter. Tap in with that. But yes, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I think that whole journey of that poetry, because initially it was just me doing poetry, and I was doing this
Mhm.
erotic poetry because I feel like pleasure is so essential to define feminine energy. I feel like
Yes.
as Black women, we've always been taught to not feel pleasure and to shy away from, our sexuality and, sensuality. So for me, like my poetry was a way to express the eroticism that I feel bubbling inside of me, the connections I feel, when I'm intimate or, being pleasured, and just how I want to increase my pleasure. I want it to be about me when I'm giving pleasure and I'm sharing my body. So I just really love a luxurious experience. And so I feel like through my poetry and my writings, like I'm trying to exude and really manifest and attract that, and just always make sure I'm just always in alignment with that. Like I want to be pleased, I want to be pleasured, I want to be showered with gifts and adornment, because that's just what I deserve. And so it kind of went into the affirmation, because I was like, a lot of people were telling me how they love my confidence and this, that, and the third. And I was like, I feel like I got to this point because I was actively writing, and affirming myself. I
Mhm.
was affirming, different things about my body that I didn't even like. I focused on the things that I did not like about my body. I started to really look at myself.
I
I
love that.
started to really, look at these blemishes, these flaws,
Mhm.
these things that, are not supposed to be on your body or a part of your body. And I just started to really truly gain like a true love for those things, because like this is my body. Like I'm literally a gift from God.
Mhm.
So I must love this body, and I must adorn, my skin, and I must fill my body with goodness and greatness. So I just wanted to share that with other people. I just wanted other people to feel good about themselves, no matter what you look like or what size you are or what kind of clothes you wear. Because for so long, as a dark skinned, bigger Black woman, it was always just like this concept of beauty. Like I'm not conventionally pretty or conventionally
Mhm.
attractive. I really like to challenge that, like everyone has beauty. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone emits in different ways. So I just really, that was the whole purpose of that platform. And I'm really grateful to have, just touched as many people as I have. And anytime I hear anyone being inspired, I'm always like, look, you're why I do it. So please always let me know so I can know how I can better affirm us all so we can truly be walking in this divine flow. So it's just a way for me to keep myself in check, because life is hard. You know,
Mhm.
any day you can be knocked off your throne, you know, of feeling like that bitch, that goddess, you know, like any day could, you know, bring you back down and just like, oh my gosh, like I forgot who I am. But with these affirmations and just practicing this in my everyday life and everything that I do, everything that I say, everything that I am, it really becomes easier to be able to keep on rising in my feminine energy and just keep on rising as just a good person in general. Like, really.
Period. That's it. Yes. And everything that you are saying about why you started and why you continued and what it did for you is literally what you've done for me even before you started sharing that. Because we've been friends on Facebook for like 2 or 3 years. It's been some time. Um, but yes, and I even try to share those things as every time I see them, I share them because it is very important to make sure that you are consistently affirming yourself in order to enter into that place of divine femininity and continue to live there, whether you
Mhm.
believe it, whether it's just like, I don't know, today. It doesn't matter. You still need to be in a place where you are affirming, you are reminding, you are screaming at the top of your lungs that this is who I am, this is what I feel, this is what I deserve. So yes, yes, yes. I love that.
And
Um,
I also did want to mention a lot of this kind of came from creativity too. I
mhm.
feel like people don't understand that creation is the highest, you know, frequency one can operate on. And it is literally God frequency. It is, you know, like this is what God did. God created the heavens and the earth and all the things that we have. So like it really, really blossomed from my creativity. Cause you know, I did a lot of creative stuff. Like I was doing a
Yes.
lot of candle making, resin working, and I feel like that really enhanced like my ability to receive and be
Mhm.
receptive because that is a part of the divine feminine energy. It is creativity, it is receptivity, it is nurturing. And even like my connection with the earth, I think that's important too. Like you need to be literally with your hands and fingers in things of this earth. Like that's how you further pull that energy in. That's just an
Yes.
extra little tidbit. I had to throw that in there before I forgot.
Period. And we're gonna dive even deeper into that because I'm gonna repeat some of these questions and we'll gab back and forth. But
Mhm.
okay, so let's start with the big one. What does it mean to be a divine feminine being to you? I know you touched on it a little bit at the
Mhm.
beginning, but let's get knee deep.
For me, I think it means to be, first of all, in tune and one with your body and yourself,
Mhm.
and then the earth around us. I feel like as a woman, you know, whether you identify with that or not, it's very essential to be connected to the earth. So for me, like I define my divine feminine as being connected, connectivity
Mhm.
to myself, to the earth, to the people around me. It's nurturing. I find myself, you know, just taking care of the smallest little things, you know, my plants, my body, myself. It's gotten to the point where, like, when I make my food and I sprinkle my ingredients on my food, like, I'm literally, you know, speaking life into this meal
As
so
you
that way
should.
it goes into my body and it nourishes my cells. Like, it's a connectivity. It's like, it's just everything is everything, and everything is like, it is everything. Like, you need to be applying this with everything that you do. So it's literally just, it feels innate. It just feels, I can't even sometimes explain like what it is because
Mhm.
it's literally just me connecting to myself. And like once you know yourself and love yourself and spend time with yourself, I mean, everything you need is literally inside of you. Like there's nothing you need to externalize. Like you
Yeah.
literally have everything in you. So it means to also be gracious, to give grace to yourself and to others. It's also chaotic. Um, I mean, I literally, and I thrive in it. You know, I literally live day to day, very much chaos. You know, anything could be happening on the weekend or whatever, and it is very much wild. Okay,
Mhm.
but I feel like I just really thrive in that atmosphere, that chaos, and it just really helps you be able to just be more balanced and rooted. Like, so that's a part of it too, the chaos. Yeah.
I like that. For me, what does it mean to be a divine feminine? It's embracing. It is connecting with yourself. It is allowing yourself to be at the deepest level unapologetically while simultaneously serving the highest good of yourself and others. Like
Yeah.
that's what divine femininity is to me. It doesn't look any particular way because even on days when I'm running around with my baseball cap and my jogging pants that are 2 sizes too big, I feel like a fucking divine woman. And I love that for me. Like, what else is it? It is being very creative, very expressive. It's being very courageous, not afraid to speak your truth, not afraid to live your truth, not afraid to show your truth, not afraid to share your truth with others. You're not afraid to encourage people to do those things as well. It's being a leader in your own right, whatever that looks like for you. Some people don't feel like leaders, but we all have something that we are capable of leading with. And more often than not, it comes by way of tapping into what makes you feel creative or inspired or empowered or whatever that
Exactly.
is, and doing that and letting that be an example for others to live and thrive in themselves. So,
Mm.
yes. And I feel like once you start to do those things that we both just talked about and what it means to be a divine feminine, everything else just fucking unfolds. Like you said, everything that you need is within yourself. And in the beginning, we were talking about some of the questions or some of the answers I received from the people I polled yesterday. And a few of the answers were about being very pretty and dressing very nice. One of the biggest things that I let go of, and I know I probably look real made up now, but like I did my eyebrows, I put on lipstick, I popped on lashes, and that was it. But I stopped doing makeup. I used to do full head to toe,
Mm.
like 2 layers of foundation and like the
Yeah.
full
The
nine.
contour, like the whole, like, because I wish, like, I really wish
Lay
I
a
was there,
wig, like the whole thing. And I let that shit go because I realized that while it's very empowering to be able to do those things, that was the furthest thing away from what my mom and my grandma tried to instill in me for what it meant to be a woman. You had to be very
but.
pretty and very together. No, the fuck you don't. You just need to feel good on the inside.
Mm.
And that's going to shine through on the
Very
outside.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that are listening, where you're trying to figure out who you need to be or what you need to look like, the answer is whoever you want to, whatever you feel on the inside. And I think that the more difficult part about learning to tap into divine femininity is being comfortable in embracing that, getting to know that, affirming that,
Mm.
and waking up every single day and showing up as your true divine self and not who your mama told you to be, who you think society needs you to be, who you think you gotta be to catch a man, a woman, or anything in between. It's showing up and choosing to be yourself every single day, no matter what. That is the difficult part. And
Mm.
everything else just flows. You got
It
anything
can
you want
be
to add to that?
no, it can be very difficult because, like I said, life happens.
Mhm.
Experiences and people can hurt you and come into your life and make you feel, make you doubt some of those affirmations you told yourself. But that's the repetition. It only takes 21 days for something to become a habit. So the point is just to definitely, it's very important every day.
Yeah.
It's literally life or death. I mean, it's
Yes.
very much life or death. Like, we're talking about the quality of your life, the quality of your mental health, and capacity to be able to make decisions that honor you and what you deserve.
Mhm.
Because you need that. You need to feel worthy. You need to love yourself. Remember I was hanging out with my friend last night and we were just chilling. And the way that I was holding my hands like this, to myself, and they were like, "Oh, you really love yourself. Like, you're literally holding your own hand." And I was like, I didn't even realize, I'm just chilling, but who knows, maybe a part of myself just, needed a little extra love, but I didn't even have to think about that because we already tapped in. I already know what
Yes.
I need. and just how to love myself and how to give myself, whatever I need in whatever space at whatever time. So agreed for sure.
Love it. I love it. I love that so much. Yeah.
Right. I was like, I didn't even realize I'm just over here, like
Nurturing yourself, because period. You don't need anybody else to do it for you. Like, I think that
Mhm.
that's the other big part. And that's kind of going to
Mhm.
roll us into our next question. What are your top 3 tips for a woman looking to tap into her her inner feminine goddess? Tip number 1 for me is you have to remember that you are the one that is responsible for showing up and giving whatever it is you need to yourself first. Not to say that you can't be showered with gifts and all of
Mhm.
those wonderful, wonderful things, because that shit comes. But first and foremost, whatever you need, even if it's just holding your hand because you need to feel loved, or standing in the mirror and saying, I am beautiful, because you need to be told that you are beautiful. You got to give it to you first, and
Right.
then let everything else roll through. So give me your top 3 tips for my listeners who are looking to tap into their inner feminine goddess.
Top three. I feel like I adorning yourself for me, everything is very ritualistic. Everything I
Mhm.
do is intentional. So like you have to move with intention. So say I get out the shower, I literally oil myself down head to toe.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing every time because I want my skin to, lock in my moisture. I want my skin to be shining. I want it to feel good when I rub it across my fingers. Like I just want to feel good. So just intentionally doing everything and just watching how those intentions unfold and manifest things for you.
Mm-hmm.
So the second thing I would say is because everything is just still back to the intention, even like what you eat and what you put in your body, being mindful of that too, because the things we eat and intake, have energetic blueprints. And if okay, here, get into it. Everything has energy, so you want to eat like how you want to feel.
Yep.
If you want to be more vibrant, you want to have more life, more color, more fruit with more colors, put more colors in your diet. So even like you want to be more rooted and connected to the earth, I eat with a lot of seeds and nuts and things like that. Like, I know I feel like so crazy because I'm really like a low-key a fairy. So it's like my tips may sound very biased to the earth and like just
No.
all of these things, but like I just can't even help it because it's just like what I need. And I think the third thing I would say is just like finding out like what do you enjoy about
Mm-hmm.
yourself? Like, what do you like to wear? What do you like to do? Like, how do you like to feel? Like, how do you want to present yourself, to the world? And of course, first you present yourself to yourself, but like, who are you? What do you,
Mm-hmm.
just really, you need to know who you are. Like you just really cannot possibly be able to fathom like anything if you don't know who you are, because we can absorb and take on other people's energy and what people's projections and what we've been raised to feel and think. So it's just like out of everything, and now that you're an adult and you're able to be yourself and buy your own things and whatever, like who are you?
Yeah.
I think that's really 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 key, and that's really number one, like for real,
Mm-hmm.
for real. You need to know who you are, because then when you know who you are, flaws and all, like there's literally nothing a person could say to you to deter you from your journey in that alignment that you're in, for sure.
Yes.
So
I love that. My top 3 tips. Number 1 for me, like I said, is remembering that you are responsible for giving yourself what you need first. I feel like so much of my life, and I even still have to check myself on a day-to-day basis, where giving myself approval for doing things that I know are fucking spectacular. Like, girl, you did that. You better go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Allowing myself to be proud of me and letting that be enough is something that I struggle with.
mm,
So I have to remind myself consistently, and my husband does a great job of like, are you proud of you? How do you
mm,
feel about that? Like, um, remembering, like I said, to give those things to yourself first, which means you have to stop going for outside validation. You have to stop going for outside love, support, nurturing, and all of those other things. And first, like, sit with you and ground yourself and affirm and so on and so
Mhm.
forth to give them to you, and they will roll in. So that's number one for me. Number two, I'm gonna have to piggyback because I also believe that doing everything with intention, especially eating and especially doing things in ritualistic fashion. Now, usually I would pull up the Webster's dictionary definition of the word ritual, but we're not going to do that today. Please Google it, because a lot of people hear the word ritual and they get a little bent out of shape. Like, no, it's a real
Mhm.
word. Like, this wasn't some word that some witch or demon just uttered and it became like it's a thing. And ritual really just means consistently, without stopping, without breaking. So in ritualistic fashion, I wake up and I start my day with fruit. I wake up and I start my day with water. I go to the mirror, and the first thing that I do is start to affirm to myself, you are beautiful, you are loved. Today is going to be a great day. Um, Taking care of my skin and
Mhm.
things like that. And it is so, so, so important. So I'm glad that you talked about food. I don't think it sounds fairy or hippie like to me, but hell, what can I say? I'm riding that same wave, girl.
Right.
Um, you have to be very mindful of the things that you are putting into your body. So
Mhm.
while processed food is delicious, when you are really trying to tap in and get rooted and grounded with yourself and connect to everything that is divine, that includes the earth, your food
Mhm.
should be very colorful. You should
Mhm.
be trying to take in as many fruits and vegetables and herbs and roots and seeds and things as possible. Another thing that I do very often, even though I know these things, I will Google what's the spiritual meaning of
Oh,
oranges.
absolutely.
And oranges represent courage. They represent warmth. They represent growth and things like that. So
And it's the
starting
color of
my
the sacral chakra. Like
yes, it is.
it's very much you can literally curate your entire diet to cater to whatever you need, spiritually and physically. So yes, please.
Oh
Okay.
goodness. Mm.
Okay, you making me look. I got a piece of star fruit in there. I gotta cut up and I'm gonna be eating stars. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you have to even pomegranate. Pomegranate is the top tier goddess
Love
fruit.
it.
And like every time I eat that, like I literally imagine, me in a fucking palace and someone serving me these motherfucking pomegranate seeds. I ain't even have to bust my own pomegranate open. They were already cold and seated and ready for me to just eat. I didn't have to
Yes.
do no work. Like they're just prepared for me. The table be prepared for me. Like, and even when like you are talking about like moisturizing your skin, like this is literally communicating to yourself that you love yourself and you want the best for you. Like you didn't even really got to say anything because these actions like they're literally speaking for you as well. So combine that with you actually verbally letting yourself know and affirm things to you, but also like letting this oil, these whatever aroma seep into your skin. Like it's literally all very much a communication of love to yourself. So even if, because I know sometimes I know people could struggle with, saying affirmations out loud. Because sometimes it can be kind of like, I got a bitch, you ain't here, going in like. So like for those people who aren't even there yet, if you don't even feel comfortable saying something out loud, like you literally can perform actions that
Mm-hmm.
show that love and respect for yourself. There's literally action because they speak louder anyway.
Yes.
So I really love that you mentioned that too, because the actions are important. Those rituals are important for sure. And they keep you rooted. They keep you once again on track because
Yes,
you
you
can get
do.
thrown off very easily out here, especially these men, they're terrible. Be warned, beware. You gotta really stay solidified,
Yes, you
like
do.
seriously. But yeah, that's a little side note.
That's okay. I mean, because it's important, like doing things with intention and doing things with the purpose of telling yourself and telling your body and your stomach and your digestive system and even your skin, like, I love you. I want you to shine. I want you to heal. I want you to feel good. I want you to be energized. I want you to be hydrated, and so on and so forth. You hear all the time, and the law of attraction and all of that has become so popular and mainstream, like over the last 2 or 3 years, that
Yeah.
everybody knows the saying about you are what you say, and the things that you say become things. It's the same fucking thing when you are pouring those intentions into yourself. If you are moisturizing your skin, your body's going to step shit up. It's going to heal itself. That cracked skin that you used to have is not going to be a thing anymore. I find that even in times where, because while yes, I'm all for ritual, I live a very busy life. And some days I can't moisturize myself. I don't have time. I want to go to bed,
No,
but
for sure.
I will wake up the next day and my skin looks like pure gold. I haven't put on lotion in 2 days, but I'm shining because my body already knows what to do. It's in sync. So
It has the tools and nutrients to provide. Like, I'm so connected to my body and myself. Like, these cells, these trillions of cells you literally have in your body, like, they're literally constantly communicating to the different organs and different parts. Like, if your body sees you eating, you're drinking your water, like, eating your good foods, it's gonna give you what you need. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna show you it's happy. It's gonna show you it's love. Like, it's not gonna be anything that you even have to worry about. Like, literally, you will just wake up and shine, like, because it's in you, not of you, it's in
yes,
you. So for
yes,
real, like, it's just, and it becomes innate. Once again, that innateness, like this love that you're giving yourself, the time you're spending, whether you have a little time or not, like, it's all being translated and transmuted into goodness and greatness in your body. And that's just the
yes.
beauty of it at all times, no matter what.
No matter what. 100%. So yes, y'all, do everything with intention. Start Googling things. Like, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people ask, or I say things like, I'm in the flow, I'm living my life, I'm beautiful, I'm this and that. And they're like, you need to put me on. Like, friend, I can't do that for you. I can tell you what I've done, but that's not how that's gonna go for you. Like,
Everybody's different.
everybody is different. And what I encourage people to do is Google. I encourage people to Google a lot. If you're not sure what you're telling your body with the things that you eat, Google it. You want to know what a hamburger spiritually does to the body? Please look it up. And that's not to say don't have your hamburger, because we had burgers for dinner last night. But
Right. Okay. Period. But also, it's about, once again, you can have a burger, but what did you season and sprinkle that burger with? What were you thinking when you were mashing that burger together? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
it's just chopping it with garlic and onions. These are like good things. So it's just like, it's just all about intention once again, like, for
pouring
real.
into it, yes, to the best of your ability. um what is my third tip for how to tap into your inner feminine goddess? Be unfucking apologetic. I'm gonna figure out how to
Mm.
spell that. That's one word. Be
Oh, it's so
unfucking
hard.
apologetic. It really is. Like,
Mhm.
and also understand that in being unfucking apologetic, you are going to have to sever some ties in your life. I'm not speaking to either one of my parents anymore because
Mhm.
they diminish my ability to be unfucking apologetic.
Mhm.
And understanding that sometimes you're going to have to sever ties with a job, sometimes you're going to have to sever ties with a relationship, with a way you do your hair, with like the
Mhm.
city you live in. Like, being unfucking apologetic means that once you know something and you are moving toward that, whatever it takes. And I'm not telling anybody to go out and do anything harmful to yourself or to anyone else, because you've gone too far. You missed the message if that's where your
Right.
mind goes. But it's just do it, friend. Do it. 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 Like, if you can think it, if you can believe it, it's because you need to achieve it. Do that shit. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Just be conscious of how you do it. Be mindful of how you are doing it, and make
Right.
sure that you do your damn research, because sometimes we think things in our minds, and while that's the beginning stages of allowing that thing to manifest, you got to add some extra knowledge to ensure
Mhm.
that you are doing it to the best of your abilities. So
Right.
that's my top three.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I definitely can agree with it being unapologetic. As a person who's still even, struggling with the moving unapologetically, and only because, like, when you're a person who is truly, divine feminine and like truly a caring person, truly a steward of the land, it just hits a little different for you. And it is harder to set those boundaries with people. But once again, like, you have to be gracious with yourself,
Mm.
and you have to always just be mindful. You have to make sure your cup is running over before you reach out to others and do for others, before you extend yourself to others. And you can't be sorry about making sure that you're fulfilled and satisfied and have what you need, because you can't be the beacon to others. You can't be mother. You can't be all that you can be for your community if you're not taking care of yourself. And a good way to gauge if you're, overextending or, doing too much for others is just like, when at the end of the day, when you're helping others and doing things for others and putting other people first, how do you feel? Do you
Yeah.
get that same energy poured back into you? Do you get these same things and graciousness that you give to other people? Do you get that back? And if you don't, then you already know, then that's where you don't need to be putting your energy in, and don't feel sorry about it, because what were you getting out of it? You have to be,
Facts.
you know, uh, ethically selfish. Like, you have
I
to be
like
ethically
that.
selfish. Like, there's levels to selfishness, and there's level, and it's just ethical. You have to think about you first, because you really ultimately all you got. If you look at
Yes.
the end of the day and there's no one pouring into your cup and ain't nobody but you, then you really know you're all you got. So you can't even be worried about how someone's going to feel or take you setting your boundary or telling them no or not giving them this or not doing that. Like, because you ain't got it.
Mm.
And we have to start being honest with ourselves about what we don't have to give others. And if people love us like they say they do, and if they care about us like they say they do, I'm learning as well to give people a chance to show you the
Yes.
love. Show
Yes.
me how much you care about my well-being. If I tell you I don't have capacity for this, like, are you going to be defensive? Are you going to be upset? Are you going to take it personal? Because I don't take it personal when you're asking me to do things for you. I just do it because I care about you and I love you. And this is community. This is what we do for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a way to combat the apologetic feelings we can have. Just, just thinking about that. Like, you really have to ask yourself, what am I getting out of this? I don't do nothing without, getting paid. I don't do nothing without, getting what I need. Like, I don't have it. I don't have it. Like, I just truly don't have it to give. I don't know what to tell you, because I got to make sure I'm good, because I care and pour into so many people. So it's like, okay, let me make sure I have everything I need before that happens. So that's just to anybody who struggles with, the feeling bad about choosing you. That's a way you can check in with yourself and just see if you made the right decision about, setting that boundary or not going through with something because you didn't feel right. We have to trust our intuition, and we have to trust how we feel, um, more often than not. And when we ignore, feelings of or signs that, someone's being advantageous of your love and compassion and care, you really just need to be mindful, because people will take advantage of you. They will literally take everything you got, and they don't even be sorry. And that's the
Girl.
crazy part. That's what I had to realize. Like, people won't even feel bad for how they did you. And meanwhile, you over here just gave everything you got and ain't even got nothing to show for it. And this person didn't even really care, like, or even thought back to check on you. And so that'd be my motive right there. People don't even care. Like,
And
not
they
everybody
don't.
and not everybody deserves your kindness. One of my social media friends was sharing a lot of things, and she literally said, as for the empath people, you don't know who the fuck you're giving your kindness to. You don't know who that person really is. You have no idea what this person does, you know, in their fucking free time, and like, you don't know what kind of person you're dealing with, for real. For not
Facts.
everybody deserves your kindness. Not everybody deserves your empathy. So just keep that in mind. Not everybody deserves that. They don't, and it's okay.
It is okay, damn it. You made a very valuable point. Let's hop on the second link and we're gonna dive even fucking deeper into this. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This concludes part 1 of the Divine Femininity podcast. Huge thank you to everyone who listened to part 1. This week's episode is brought to you by Ethereal Enchantment. That is my spiritual products business. Intention products ranging from bath soaks and intention candles to yoni steams, body butter, and handmade vegan soap. Stay tuned for episode 2, part 2 of this amazing Divine Femininity podcast. And also check out the episode on YouTube, provided you're not watching this on YouTube already, but check it out.